It's the Masked Singer in space. Tonight we have two new contestants, the Lamp and the UFO. That one's appropriate for the theme. And we have the return of the Dandelion as well. Let's talk the Masked Singer. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my Masked Singer recap and reaction video. We are on the Masked Singer in Space Night. This is the final round of new contestants, I think. I could be mistaken. You guys will tell me in the comments, because sometimes you're more on top of this than I am. But I believe next week we will have all of the three Ding Dong Keep It On people coming back. And then after that will be the quarterfinals with the champ from the Ding Dong Keep It On Bell round, everybody that they've saved so far, and then the winners of the other three rounds. I think that's how we're doing this. So before we get started on this week's episode, I want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do the Masked Singer every single week here that there is a new episode. I unravel the clues for you. I make my own guesses, which sometimes are good, sometimes are horrible. But in any event, you guys in the comments always help me along on my journey, and I think you've done that yet again this time. But I will say, the one that got voted out last week, or I should say, would have been voted out but got saved by the Ding Dong Bell, was the Mantis. And my best guess was Kevin Bacon. I didn't love that. I knew there was somebody, maybe not obvious, but somebody that I knew. And Kevin Bacon wasn't it. So you guys in the comments were, I think, correct. Lou Diamond Phillips. All of these clues match up with him. You know, La Bamba obviously is how he got his big break, the Richie Valens movie. You know, how could I forget that? And then, of course, the cowboy boots from Young Guns and, you know, Broadway clues. So I do believe this is Lou Diamond Phillips. We will hear Mantis again, I believe, next week. With all the Ding Dong winners going against each other. So that's my official final guess for now on Mantis as Lou Diamond Phillips. But he was not part of tonight's round. So let's talk about who was on tonight. The Dandelion sang again, and then we had newcomers, the Lamp and the UFO. And once again, the returning champion is the one leaving first. The Dandelion voted out. So let's start there. The clue package was, you know, fairly basic, as they always do on the return stars. But we did have one new clue. She said, space showed me early what I wanted to do. She said it was fitting that she was on Space Night because space showed me early what I wanted to do. And then we also saw a Santa Claus with a laughing, crying emoji on his, you know, Santa hat. And so Robin, I think it was thinking, you know, somebody from Christmas movies, Christmas rom-coms, that kind of thing. All right, and the song tonight, I love this song, by the way. It's, you know, wasn't a huge pop hit or anything, but big on the rock charts. Muse and Starlight. Muse is an absolutely phenomenal band. Starlight's a great song. So that was cool to hear. And then we had the Mars rover or whatever come out and give us a clue that said Space Star. And she said, are you guys ready for a spicy clue? I've got plenty of experience with space. So last week, my guess was Vanessa Williams. Vocally, it matched completely. Clue-wise, I was not so sure. I couldn't actually match up a lot of the clues, to be honest, other than some of the early, you know, early in life kind of clues, because she was famous early on for being a Miss America. And then, you know, some nude photos leaked and she got the crown taken away. And so that was a big deal. But other than the voice, I couldn't place a lot of these clues. So you guys in the comments were a little bit, as usual, more precise with the clues. And the guesses from the panel tonight included Sarah Bareilles, Mila Jovovich, and Ken's guess was Alicia Witt, which got literal boos because he's Ken and no one takes him seriously. But here's the thing. He comes up with a good one every so often. Usually when his clues are bad, they're like super famous people that would never do the show. Like, you know, I don't know, when he guesses the Kardashians or, you know, Jennifer Aniston or whatever, it's like, Ken, stop being an idiot. But you guys in the comments last week said Alicia Witt. I am vaguely familiar with her. I don't know a lot of her stuff, but I know she did get her start on Dune. So certainly when the space early in life clues came up, she was in the original Dune in the 80s, not the new Dune. So I knew her from that. I also know her as, I believe, unless I'm speaking out of turn here, I think she was Sybil's daughter on the sitcom Sybil. And then she does all these Hallmark movies now. But Ken even pointed out, there was like a zombie clue, I guess, last week. I didn't write it down, but apparently there was. And she had, she was on The Walking Dead for a time. I didn't watch that show. So there was another one. So Ken got some booze for that. But all of you guys in the comments pretty much said it's Alicia Witt, even though some of you mentioned that the voice does sound remarkably like Vanessa Williams. So I was listening to the voice. She played piano tonight too, which was awesome. The only person, Jenny pointed this out, the only person that has played piano on the stage in their mask previously was David Foster. I think that was just last season, him and his wife, Catherine McPhee. But this is the first female to do it, and I think that was leading Robin to his Sarah Bareilles guess. So anyway, Dandelion is first voted out, so we're going to do the take it off with her fairly quickly here. But the final guesses from the panel, Ken stuck with Alicia Witt, Robin said Sarah Bareilles, Jenny said Mila Jovovich, and Nicole said Zooey Deschanel. And by the way, Jenny was being obnoxious with Mila Jovovich's last name. She like refused to pronounce it correctly even after everyone told her. I mean, I don't think it's Mila Jovovich, but if it was, I don't know. I would be insulted if I was Mila Jovovich and you're just being a jackass. So anyway, I don't know. These people are... I test my patience with this show every season more and more, I feel like. But in any event, just like Ken's usual guesses are bad. And so, okay, I understand people booing him, but like nobody would even hear him out. And I think he's right. I think you guys were right in the comments. I think Ken was right. I think this is Alicia Witt. So let's do the take it off. And yeah, famous for the Hallmark movies. So when I saw the Santa clue, when I heard that she got her start in space, and then also when she said, "Oh, here's another spicy clue." Spice is like the main whatever, thing in Dune that they it's like their commodity or whatever. All right, so let's do the take it off. I'm pretty sure this is Alicia Witt. I think I'm right. She was on Sybil in the 90s. That show doesn't really rerun, so hard to say. It is. It's Alicia Witt. Good job, you guys. You nailed it. Ken is like beside himself here. Why wouldn't he be? Because everyone was booing him and making fun of him. No one can believe it that Ken was right. Because he's just so wrong all the time. And now he was right. God bless him. So, all right, but we'll find out a little more about her in a moment here. But she did. I wonder if they're going to say about the Olivia Rodrigo thing, because they had mentioned that last week that she had a song on the charts with Olivia Rodrigo, maybe a Christmas song or something. Let's see if I can turn this down a little bit. My goodness. All right. I love that he got it right because everyone booed him. Good job, you guys. I did not get it for the first time, but I count it because I said it now before the unmasking. So I'm 11 for 14 so far. So she did great. I didn't realize she could sing. I don't know if I've ever heard her sing, really.
Trying to play the piano and
sing and I can't believe a person could. Now, David Foster didn't sing. That's the thing.
The thing I love the most is getting to connect to people with my music. Yeah. And this has been one of the best.
I guess she's an accomplished musician. I didn't really know that. All right. One of the best of her whole life. I didn't even think about that part. What she just said was that it was, incredibly difficult to sing and play the piano and, be in the mask. I didn't realize, I didn't think about, David Foster wasn't singing. He just did the piano in the mask. All right, which is certainly tough because you got to know. But, he's been playing the piano for probably 60 years. I mean, the man's, I think, in his 70s. So he could do the keyboard with his eyes closed, of course. But to sing and play the piano and be in the mask, that's impressive. I'm sorry to see her go, to be quite honest. I thought she did a very good job. But you guys steered me in the right direction, so I'm now 11 for 14, so we love that. All right, so let's get to tonight's new contestants, Lamp and the UFO. Like it's been almost this whole season, I think I've got one of them, and then the other one, I really don't know. So I may need your help with that, but I also don't know which one's voted off, so we'll see about that. All right, so for the Lamp, this the motif of the clue package was a masked singer airwaves. Or airways kind of thing. It was like a plane or a UFO, USS Enterprise kind of thing, I should say. And we saw Captain Nicole, a picture of her. I don't know if she has some sort of relation to Nicole Scherzinger or not, but we saw a yearbook that said senior year on it. She said, I was terrified of singing in front of people, or I am terrified of singing in front of people. After navigating the silver skies as a preteen, and then we see a cauldron at that point, I got used to turbulence. And she had said earlier in the clue package, it's a bumpy ride as well. Didn't know if that was anything, but I wrote it down. We see an energy drink at that point. She says, growing up in front of an audience, and I barely had time to myself. Being a teen queen darling did come with some perks. From Ryan Reynolds to Mario Lopez to James Vanderbeek, I've locked lips with some of my generation's heartthrobs. And then she sang Venus by Bananarama. What a great song, by the way. And we had Daphne Zuniga come out, mostly known, I guess, for Melrose Place, but she came out because she was the princess in Spaceballs, and it's a space theme. And we saw the words cover girl. That was the big clue, cover girl. And the Lamp said, let me spell it out for you, Maxim. So she's been on the cover of Maxim, maybe more than once, who knows. All right, so I will say one of my immediate guesses from the clue package and then from the voice also was said by the panel. So Nicole thought because of the Maxim clue, it might be Alyssa Milano. She obviously got her start very early on as well. And the cauldron could be for Charmed. Robin went with Tara Reid from the American Pie movies, but also she was the girlfriend in Van Wilder, which is Ryan Reynolds. Tara Reid was something else. He matched with her. But then Allie Larder, he had said, I think that was I've only seen Van Wilder once. I think that was the Van Wilder bit. But it was Jenny who mentioned somebody that I was thinking of. She actually listed off a whole bunch of names. But she settled on perhaps Hilary Duff or Melissa Joan Hart. I thought when I saw the cauldron, and she had said that she was navigating the silver skies as a preteen. As soon as we saw the cauldron at that point, I thought immediately Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Melissa Joan Hart. And then the voice, I think, sealed that deal for me. Now, of course, I was wrong with Vanessa Williams. I thought that voice of Alicia Witz was a dead ringer, but I was wrong. But it's funny because I thought earlier in the season that there was somebody maybe from Charmed. I don't think I settled on them, but I was like, oh, maybe it could be like a Rose McGowan or something, or a Holly Marie Combs. I didn't even think of Charmed this time. For some reason, I made a beeline mentally to Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Melissa Joan Hart. So I'm sticking with that guess. I'm with Jenny on this. Not that Jenny was, crystal clear on it, but from the voice, I thought this sounds like Melissa Joan Hart for sure. And all of those clues make sense, because before Sabrina, of course, she was Clarissa Explains It All. So she was even younger in that one. So, all right. Then we have the UFO, and this was the motif of like a TV broadcast, like a War of the Worlds kind of broadcast. He said the newscaster said the UFO was spotted over a runway in New England and moving west. So maybe somebody from the Boston area, Vermont, Connecticut, something, and then moved out to Hollywood maybe. He said that the UFO was emitting music, masking radio waves across the globe. And then she said something that I rewound 3 times. I still don't know what the UFO said, so I just wrote a couple of question marks. The newscaster said that the UFO touched down and struck a pose with the locals, so maybe somebody on a runway, and I mean, we already heard the word runway, so we're really thinking now in the model realm. And then we saw something that said R.I.P. Queen Victoria. We saw a sewing machine. We saw the initials GG. We saw the I Heart IT. And then the broadcaster said the UFO skyrocketed overnight along with several sister ships. And then I wrote down Golden Gate Bridge with a question mark. It was a bridge. I think it was the Golden Gate Bridge. If that's the one in San Francisco that is in the beginning of Full House, then I think that's what it is. And then she said something about I'm no model plane. Or no, the newscaster said this is no model plane, it's a UFO. Okay. And then she sang Yellow by Coldplay. Now, I got to tell you, this was a great performance. If this gal is a model, she can sing. She could have a career in singing. This was a really, really strong performance, And when he said, the newscaster said, emitting music, masking radio waves across the globe, I was thinking, okay, this is a singer, an international superstar singer. But there were too many runway and model clues for that, so I don't think it's true. And then astronaut Mike Massimino, I don't know how to say his name, to be honest. See, here's me butchering it again. I make fun of Jenny, and then I'm doing it. Mike Massimino, I'm going to say. His clue was planet-wide, and she said, not only I'm just known in the U.S., but all across the galaxy. So we're thinking this is a model. All of the guesses really were in that vein. We had Kendall Jenner from, I don't know who said it, Ken maybe. Gigi Hadid from, I believe, Jenny, because specifically of the GG, the two letters that we saw, GG, and then also several sister ships. Of course, we know Gigi Hadid has a sister, Bella. I don't know much about these people. I know they're sort of famous for being models, I guess. I don't know, but or reality stars or something. But I know I've heard of these people, the Hadids. So maybe. And then Kaya Gerber was mentioned from Robin. I believe he said that was what's her name's daughter, Cindy Crawford. I think he said that's her daughter. That could be. I don't really know Kaya Gerber. I guess I've heard the name. But look, I don't have much to go on here. I don't know my models very well. I don't think it's Kendall Jenner. I guess I think it's Gigi Hadid. I mean, I really have no clue. So if the UFO stays on till next week, which I think, honestly, she could, because the vocal was very strong. You guys will help me in the comments, I'm sure, and let me know, where your heads are at with this. But first, I will watch the Battle Royale. These gals are going to sing again. Interesting, we had 3 women tonight in the final. But these two gals, the UFO and the Lamp, will sing again. And then one of them will be going home, and we'll see. Well, the UFO will be returning for the quarterfinals in, I think, a couple of weeks. And I'll be honest, I'm not shocked by that. Another good performance in the Battle Royale. They went back and forth on Elton John's Rocket Man. The Lamp's performance solidified it even more for me that it's Melissa Joan Hart. But I really don't know on the UFO. My best guess at this point is Gigi Hadid, but I know very little about her. So you're going to have to help me in the clues or in the comments on this one. Put these clues together for me. Who do you think is under that mask? As for the Lamp, I think my initial guess is correct. Melissa Joan Hart. Jenny thinks so. Robin thinks so. Nicole even mentioned that one of her first acting roles was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So that's why we saw the Captain Nicole photo there at the beginning of that clue package. I did not write down, Jenny pointed this out, there was a steering wheel in the package as well. I just sort of thought, I guess, it was on a spaceship, so it was a steering wheel. But Melissa Joan Hart was in a movie called Drive My Car, so that makes sense. And not only did she make out with Ryan Reynolds, as she said in the clue package, because of he was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which I didn't even realize, but they dated in real life, I guess probably after he was on the show. So I don't know about Vanderbeek or who was the other one she said? Mario Lopez. Who knows? I mean, those guys get around, right? But Ryan Reynolds, she dated in real life too, not just, on the set. So for me, this is a slam dunk. I'm proud of myself on this one because I thought of it before Jenny. Of course, there's no way to prove that, of course. But, before Jenny said it, I had the idea. I knew, I hope I'm right. If I'm wrong, that's going to be a shame. But let's see here. Is it, I love Melissa Joan Hart, by the way. She's so fun. Is it her? Oh, she's making a funny face. I love her. It says award-winning actress and 90s icon. Oh, I didn't even mention Ken's stupid guess because it was so bad and dumb. Ken said it was Michelle Williams from Dawson's Creek. Come on. She literally was just nominated. Oh, no, she wasn't nominated for The Fabelmans, but she should have been. Anyway, I love Melissa Joan Hart. Sabrina's a great show, by the way. Wow. She's never sang in front of a big group. She was actually very good. I thought she was very good. Now, over her, I would have voted for the Dandelion because of the piano playing. But honestly, she did very well for herself. All right. I don't think we need to hear about that anymore. But yeah, I mean, I think she did a great job, especially for someone who has not sang before. And Venus, look, Venus is not a tough song to sing. But hey, she did it justice, and there you go. And she made it at least one step further, so she got to sing twice. So good for her. I love Melissa Joan Hart. All right, so that's it, I think, for all of the original rounds. It has to be at this point, because we're getting to that point. We've had, I think, let's see, Melissa Joan Hart, I think, was the 15th person voted out, right? Yeah, because I'm now 12 for 15. Love that. God, I started out so bad, too. I was 0 for 2 when the season first started. But so next week should be then the 3 remaining contestants from the Ding Dong Keep It On Bell, the people that they chose to keep on. And then after that will be the quarterfinals. We'll have 4 remaining singers at that point. So, all right. We'll be with you every step of the way. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Dan Reviews It. Bye.